Physical media man, physical media man, physical media man. What'd you buy? Was it something good?
What's up, guys? Physical Media Man back here again for another Physical Media Man Monday video. It's kind of a last-minute video, but I thought it'd be a good time to do this. We're about halfway through the month of October. It's more than halfway. It's October 19th. As I film this, I have 15 movies in for the 31 days of Halloween. So I'm almost halfway there. We're movie and a half away, or not movie and a half, a half a movie away from being there. So figured it'd be a good time to go ahead and do my reviews of the first half of my 31 movies. We'll see if I actually get the 31 knocked out. I do have quite a bit of things going on the next week or two, but I do have some time, so we'll see how all that goes. This is at least my third year of doing this. Watch a lot of these with friend of the show, Cody. I spent an afternoon and morning with him watching a good, let's see, how many did we get in? 1, 2. We watched 4 movies. So 4 of these 15 are ones I've watched with him. But anyways, before I get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, do all that good stuff down below. I'll leave the links to my Instagram page, my Physical Media Man Store Instagram page, my Facebook page for the Physical Media Man / Physical Media Man Store, my Facebook page for non-media related items, Hodgepodge Garage, my email, my eBay, my Twitter, and my Letterboxd account. So yeah, like I said, this is at least the third year I've done this, maybe 4th. I have a lot of fun doing it. Don't usually watch scary movies in months that aren't October, especially with a couple kids in the house. It's kind of hard to watch movies in general, so in order to knock out 31, it's definitely a challenge, but I'm off to a good start, so we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to go ahead and get started and talk about these. I do only have 4 physical copies, but I've sold 2 of these, and if that tells you anything. But first up, on October 1st, I watched Leap of Faith, William Friedkin on The Exorcist, a documentary. It's just him sitting in front of a camera, basically, and talking about the film. It shows clips of The Exorcist, as well as other films that kind of inspired things with filming it. I thought it was really enjoyable. I don't think I'm going to buy it, but I forgot how, I remember really liking The Exorcist, but watching the documentary really makes you think about how good that movie was. And I don't have a physical copy of that. I'll have to try to get one at some point, but I thought that was a really good movie. I kind of wish this was just like a special feature or something. I think it was a little over an hour, but it was really good. I wouldn't mind buying it, but I have a saved search on eBay for it, but it's usually around $16 or more. But I'm going to give it 3.5. Definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it. Next up, I watched M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin, starring Dave Bautista. This one is about a family that goes on a vacation to a cabin, and there's a knock at the door, and they're, I guess, somewhat tasked, or they have to make a decision that's life-altering and one that they don't want to make. I think it kind of spoiled, not really the movie, but if you watch the trailer, it gives more than that. I thought this one was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought Bautista was really good in his role. I thought it was shot well. And it's been one of my favorites so far that I've watched. I probably would buy it for the right price. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Next up, I watched the 2009 remake of The Last House on the Left, which was a Wes Craven film. This one starred Aaron Paul, and then one of the main people on Parenthood, who actually liked my post about the movie. I thought it was pretty good. Not good enough that I wanted to keep it personally in my collection. I wasn't upset I watched it or anything. I thought it really picked up and was pretty good in the second half. So yeah, it's a remake of the original, which I have not seen. I did hear that it's one of the better remakes in the genre, but so yeah, it follows to high school or college, I think maybe freshmen in college or so, or late high school students. There are, they go to their, not cabin, but kind of like their summer home, and they meet this guy and end up going to his hotel room, and then they kind of get abducted, and then some crazy stuff happens. And the second half, I thought, like I said, was pretty good. I'm just going to give it 2.5 stars though. And I sold my copy. I think I made a little bit on what I bought it for, not much, but like I said, I'm not upset I watched it. I thought it was pretty decent, but not one I wanted to keep. Next up, I watched Scoob. We started this with our 2 young girls who were both under the age of 5, which ended up somewhat being a mistake. They somewhat got scared. I forgot how much ghosts were in the Scooby-Doo stuff. So yeah, they got a little bit scared. And this is definitely Halloween-y, especially at the very beginning. I asked a friend of the show, Cody, who I already talked about, you'd count this as in this 31 days, right? And he's like, well, yeah. Which definitely after watching it, I would say so. I just didn't love it. You got Will Forte, Mark Wahlberg, Jason Isaacs, Zac Efron, Gina Rodriguez doing voices. So it says, in Scooby-Doo's greatest adventure yet, see the never told story of how Scooby and Shaggy first met and how the famous Mystery Inc. was formed. Which that was kind of fun, I guess, but did not really love this one. I'm just going to give it 2 stars. I do at least plan on keeping it for now because I do have some Scooby-Doo stuff, so yeah. Next up, I watched A24's Heretic, starring Hugh Grant. Another one I don't want to talk too much about. There were a little bit of twists and turns in it. I thought Hugh Grant was great in his villain role. Basically, it follows 2 Mormons who are knocking on people's doors, and they go to Hugh Grant's house, and then some crazy stuff happens from there. I was hoping it would be a little better. One that I'm glad I didn't buy, especially at full price, but I thought it was pretty good. And like I said, Hugh Grant was awesome in it. I'm going to give it 3 stars, and if I were to track it down for a good price, I might pick it up. Next up, I watched The Nesting. This is a Blue Underground Blu-ray release. I ended up selling that one as well. There was a couple scenes that were really funny that if the whole movie was like not good but funny like that, I might have kept it, but didn't love it. Basically, I think it follows like an author who she's written this book, and a house is like a focal point of the book. It's on the cover and everything. And she goes, so it's set in New York. She goes to upstate New York and rents this place. Well, it ends up looking exactly like the house, and it ends up that it was a brothel, and some things happen there. And then she like starts losing her mind. I don't know. It wasn't that great. Like I said, I'll give it, well, I didn't say what I was going to give it, but I'm going to give it a 1.5. And I'm glad I freed up some more space getting rid of it. Next up, I watched The Menu. This one I had somewhat decent expectations for, and I just thought it was kind of boring a little bit. I'm just going to give it a 2.5. Basically, it follows a chef, and all these people go to his restaurant and find out that there's a good chance they might die. Ray Fiennes is the main guy in it, and he was decent. I just didn't really love it. I don't know. Giving it 2.5. Next up, watch Twilight. We're going to try to watch all of these in this month. We'll see how that goes. Going to try to watch the second one here tonight. I've seen at least the first 2, maybe the first 3. Definitely haven't watched the last 2, so I kind of wanted to rectify that. I know my wife's a big fan of these, and I enjoyed the first one and the first 2 at least that I had watched. So figured I'd revisit. It's definitely corny and cheesy in parts. The acting's not great. I mean, it's young Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, which I think maybe that's how they were supposed to act in the movie, but in parts it's a little goofy, but it's still a lot of fun and still a good story. So you got Bella Swan doesn't expect much when she moves to the small town of Forks, Washington, until she meets the mysterious and handsome Edward Cullen. A boy is hiding a dark secret. He's a vampire. As their worlds and hearts collide, Edward must battle the bloodlust raging inside him, as well as a courtier of undead that would make Bella their prey. I don't know what that word is, but yeah. I'm going to give it at least, let's see, yeah, I have 3 stars. A fun rewatch, and I'm looking forward to watching all the other ones. All right. Next up, we'll watch Near Dark. I'm going to give this one 2.5 stars. Another vampire movie. Only person I really remember in it was Bill Paxton. His character's really good. A lot of funny one-liners. I just thought this one was going to be a little bit more fun than what I thought it was after watching it. I know a lot of people on YouTube have talked about this one. Definitely glad I watched it. It seemed like it was going to be right up my alley, similar to Silver Bullet and Fright Night, but just didn't hit that next level and make it really that much fun for me as the others. So yeah, it follows a high school student, I think, who's a farmer, lives on a family farm with his dad, or farming / I think, well, his dad's a vet, but they do some farming too, I don't know. But he kind of falls in love with this girl he just randomly meets, and she ends up being a vampire, kind of. So it's just like, kind of like a Lost Boys, but not as much. Like then he goes off with this group of vampires. Aspects of it I thought were pretty fun. And it's also directed by Catherine Bigelow. But yeah, I'm just going to give it 2.5. Didn't love it as much as I hoped. All right, moving on. Next up, watch Warner Archives' Wait Until Dark. I will say, I thought this was going to be more scary or more suspenseful than it was. At least that's the way I would characterize it. I want to say it was more of a whodunit type of thing, more of a mystery than like a thriller, but I don't know, that's just me. It says, now 2 are left. Susie, recently blinded and still learning how to live in a sighted world, and wrote psychotic or sociopathic killer, wrote once a heroin stuffed doll he thinks Susie has. All Susie wants is to survive. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely a thriller, but it wasn't like scary. It was really good, really well acted, especially Audrey Hepburn and Alan Arkin. But yeah, I thought this movie was really good. Really happy to have it in the collection. Definitely plan on keeping it. And I'm going to give it a 4.5. Next up, so Near Dark, Near Dark, and then Wait Until Dark. Cody and I watched together, as well as these next 2. Next up was Jennifer's Body, starring Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. And Chris Pratt has like a little cameo role that was pretty good. So Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried's characters are BFFs, and Megan Fox is more the popular character, and then Seyfried's the more nerdy character, and just willing to go along with whatever Megan Fox's character wants to do, Jennifer. But they follow or go to this concert of this group that's like into Satan and things, and somehow she becomes like a demon almost. And so yeah, I don't want to say much more than that, but it was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend that one if you haven't seen it. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I wouldn't want to pay full price for it, but I definitely do want to pick it up if I can find it for a good price. Next up, we watched Clive Barker's Nightbreed, starring, which right now my wife Jordan and I were watching One Tree Hill, and one of the main characters on it, Uncle Keith, he was is the main character. Craig Schaefer is his name, I believe, is the main character in Nightbreed, so that was kind of fun. Kind of weird, just like Hellraiser. I don't really know how to explain it too much. I guess Craig Schaefer's character is having weird dreams about this, not minion, but this place that he thinks exists, and then his doctor's a bad guy that's trying to make things worse. Don't want to say too much about it, but I'm going to give it 2.5, almost 3 stars probably. Another one I wouldn't mind picking up if I got it for a good price. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, and I thought it was a decent watch, but just kind of weird. All right, so those were the ones I watched with Cody. Next up, I watched Idle Hands, which I got this Scream Factory Blu-ray from friend of the show, Joey. He gave me a good deal on it. Really happy to add this one to the collection. Remember watching this for the very first time, probably when I was in around junior high with friend of the show, Jake, over at his house. And I remember liking it then. This was one of the very first scary movies I watched. And it was a really fun revisit. I forgot... I remember Devon Sawa and Jessica Alba were in it, but I forgot Seth Green, and then Eldon Henson, who is Fulton, and Mighty Ducks were in it, and that was a welcome surprise. They were a lot of fun in their roles. So you got Anton Tobias, played by Devon Sawa, is a channel surfing, junk food munching, couch potato burnout who can't control the murderous impulses of his recently possessed hand. With the help of his zombified buddies, Mick, played by Seth Green, and Nub, played by Eldon Henson, Anton's got to stop the rampaging devil appendage before it takes control of his life and ruins any chance he has with class hottie Molly, played by Jessica Alba, Vivica A. Fox, and Jack Noseworthy co-star in this wickedly fun horror comedy. And yeah, I had a lot of fun revisiting this one. Gonna give it 3.5 stars. Like I said, really happy I have this in the collection. So thanks again, Joey, for the good deal and sending it my way. So definitely recommend that one if you haven't seen it. Good, let's see. Oh, also very good soundtrack in this one, which I randomly recently picked up in the last year or two. This one came out in 1999, and then Offspring also is like performing live in the movie is like part of the plot, so that was kind of fun too. All right, next up I watched the original 1977, The Hills Have Eyes, another Wes Craven film. I know this is kind of considered a classic, but I mean, I could see parts of why, but I just didn't really care for it. Don't really know what to say about it really, but I'll just give it 2 stars. And lastly, this is movie 15 on the 31 Days of Halloween, so I'm almost halfway there. This one's been talked about on some YouTube channels, and I did enjoy it quite a bit. Some good twists and turns. You got, is it Holly Hunt? The main person, or the female lead in Twister, the original, she plays a doctor. I think more of like a psychiatrist type of doctor, and she's married to a detective, and they're having marriage problems. Some crazy things happen from there. There's like a serial killer going around, and her husband's trying to solve the case, but then some things happen, and yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I want to say this one's only on DVD, but I could be wrong on that. So yeah, it's been a good first half of the month. I definitely do want to watch some more. I've only knocked out, honestly, I don't think I've knocked out anything I had on my 5 I really want to watch this month. Oh, actually, I think I wanted to talk about Twilight on that video. But I definitely still want to check out at least one of the 2 John Carpenter 4Ks I have that I haven't watched yet. I don't know if I'll get to the Alien movies, which that was also on my movie blind spots. I just don't know if I'll have time to watch all 4 that I have in my set. Trying to think of what else I had. I don't know. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you all are having a good spooky season. If you have any recommendations on things I should watch, let me know. I definitely do have some things picked out. I just don't know if I'll get to them. And yeah, I guess I take that back. I did have Last House on the Left. That was like one of my ones that I really wanted to watch because I wanted to decide if I wanted to sell it, which I ended up doing, so that was great. I also sold my other copy of The Fog Blu-ray, which was awesome, because I really love those movies, or that movie. I upgraded. I think I watched the DVD first. Then I bought the Blu-ray. Then I got the 4K re-release, and I bought that. So I got rid of my Blu-ray copy, so I was happy about that. But yeah, this is the Physical Media Man signing off. Physical Media will never die. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Yeah!